everybody, it's your Sam and I'm here with another video. Today I want to give you a couple of reviews of some books that I read a couple months ago that I promised that I would actually do reviews on, and I have yet to do that, so here we are. I also want to give you kind of a little bit of an update on the Kindle Vella that I am currently writing, which is going to go live on November 9th. So stay tuned if you want to hear about that. First of all, I want to talk about Stormcrow, which is by Kalyn Josephson, and this is the first book in what is going to be a trilogy. I kind of broke my starting a trilogy when all of the trilogy is out, because I don't like waiting for the last book or even the second book. This I kind of broke that for. I don't know why I managed to do this, but here we are. We'll just call it, randomness of this year, because that's been happening. Stormcrow by Kalyn Josephson is a fantasy. It's a magical fantasy, and I love it. This book pulled me out of kind of a reading slump. Usually burn through books really quickly, but the past few months I've been kind of reading a little slower, and I've kind of been slipping back into the slower read too. I haven't been reading as much, but this book definitely pulled me out of it. I burned through this book in like 3 days, if even that. So if that tells you anything, there you go. There are a couple of tropes in this book and in the next one too. There is kind of a love triangle going on, which I'm not a huge fan of love triangles, because I always feel like there's one that just gets shafted and is not, it's not a good relationship. It's never a good relationship. There are very few love triangles out there that turn out to be satisfying to me. But this one kind of is, because it's not too in-depth to where that one person that kind of gets left out as the third wheel is destroyed, if that makes any sense. So that kind of made me feel a little bit better about reading a love triangle. Another trope is there is a warrior princess. The main character, Thea, is a warrior princess, and I love princesses who can pretty much kind of take care of themselves and get some stuff done. There is another one of my favorite tropes in this, and that is enemies to lovers. You kind of get a taste of that in this one. There's a little bit more of that in the second one, and we'll see what happens in the third one whenever it does come out. So yes, Stormcrow is a fantasy. Thea, the main character, is a warrior princess, like I've said. She lives in the kingdom of Rodair. And I love that kingdom name too, Rodair. There's the flowers called rhododendrons. I've mentioned them in one of my previous videos when I talked about flowers as part of like a symbolism thing that you can use in your story. But rhododendrons are very beautiful. One of my favorite bushes, shrubs, and Rodair just kind of reminds me of that. So I already got this picture of a very vibrant and beautiful kingdom, and with the description and everything in the story, that really met that kind of image in my head with just the name of it. So Rodair is actually kept flourishing by magical elemental crows. That's where the crow comes in, which I adore. Each section, I guess, of the city kind of houses and trains with a certain elemental crow type. There's battle crows, there's storm crows, there's earth crows, and fire crows, and the list goes on and on and on. But they use these crows in order to help the kingdom flourish. Earth crows till the soil, they create rich farmland, whereas storm crows, they create rain when it's needed to water the crops and to help people gain fresh water. Sun crows heal, so they help the doctors and healers of the kingdom, as well as heal people on their own. But everything kind of goes awry when the enemy country of Elusia attacks and destroys all the crows in a huge fire. So what is Rodair to do? Well, Thea, in order to save her country, agrees to marry the prince of Elusia, who is kind of a, well, he's not really a good guy. He's very snippy, very sarcastic, and just kind of mean-tempered. She agrees to marry him in order to try to stave off the attack from the Elusian army, which is very powerful, obviously, if they're able to destroy the crows as quickly as they did. But before she leaves to go live in the enemy country with this prince, she uncovers a shimmer of hope. So you get to find out if that hope's going to be enough to save her country or not. The second one happens directly after the events of the first one. Crow Rider, there's no, year break or anything like that. It starts directly after Storm Crow ends. And you get to figure out whether this last hope is good enough to help Rodair. Help the world, actually, because Elusia is very gung-ho about conquering the whole world. You join Thea again in her process to get a rebellion army together to defeat Elusia. Enemies to lovers kind of thing. Prince Arison is still there. Thea can't quite get rid of him or stay away from him. Highly recommend Stormcrow and Crow Rider by Kalyn Josephson. So if you're looking for a great little fantasy read that's a new adult kind of thing, highly recommend them. Now, on to my Project Vella. MISTS is going to go live on November 9th. I have the first 3 episodes uploaded. They will go live November 9th, like I said. The first 3 episodes are a bit meaty, as I have written about 4,000 words for each one. I wanted to get some of the lore in there, and I want to get some of the story started so that the rest of the episodes can be around the 2,500 mark, so that the pricing isn't too bad. It stays pretty low and it doesn't like jack it up some because that's just kind of unfair to y'all out there who might read it. So yeah, the first 3 episodes are basically the first 6 episodes, and you get them for free because with Kindle Vella you get to read the first 3 episodes for free, and then you get to give me coin for the rest of the episodes. The first season is going to be about 14 to 16 episodes. I'm still tweaking the last 2 episodes there to see if I want to add them onto season 1 or to kind of create this kind of cliffhanger in season 1 that will end in season 2, and then we can carry on. But I do have another video that talks a little bit about the Kindle Vella that I have going on, and it will be linked on the end cards. But yeah, make sure to watch that one. This Vella is going to be a fantasy. It's going to be a paranormal mystery type. I have vampires, I have werewolves, I have haints and ghosts and smoke people and moon-eyed people and other things that happen to be around in the Appalachian Mountains that some people might not have heard of, but some of you might. It's basically set in my hometown, so you kind of get the feel of some of the people that I kind of grew up with. How open they are, how most of them are very loving, but you also get the flip side of the coin where some people are really narrow-minded and closed off and set in their ways and just stubborn and mean-tempered. So yeah, you get a little taste of both sets of people that I kind of grew up around. So that might be fun for some of you out there. And another thing, you get to read about the beauty that is the Appalachian Mountains, and also the beauty of the characters that I have created. MISTS is a side story to my epic that is going to be written soon. It's going to be 12 books. The Kindle Vella of MISTS is going to be about 3 seasons. So you're going to get close to 42 to 50 episodes of my epic side story. MIST has a few main characters. You have Ansgar, you have Christian, you have Raven, you have Bo, and you have Lore. Ansgar and Christian are brothers. They are the vampires. They are the children of Cain, because in my story, Cain was cursed to become a vampire after killing his brother Abel. There's a lot of more lore there, so a little bit is explained as you go along in MISTS. I have demons and angels, and they are tightly encased in my vampire family. So you get to meet some demons and angels too. Not quite yet in MISTS. There's going to be a demon making an appearance in season 2. He's going to be hinted at a little bit in season 1 here, so make sure you read about that to see which demon's going to make an appearance first. And there's also going to be an angel that makes an appearance. They're kind of opposites, so they play off of each other fairly well. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. My 2 vampires are pretty snarky with each other. One is kind of seen as a lazy layabout, and the other is this highly religious person who thinks that he and his family need to save the world and not be so lazy. Then you have Raven, Bo, and Lore, and they are part of a clan that is called the Elder Wolves or Great Wolves. And they are part of a collective of elder species that help contain and help the earth survive. They have protected the earth for a lot of years since the earth was created. They themselves were created by Nadia and Lucifer, the very first angels or beings created by the creator. A little bit more lore there. As years have passed on, a lot of the elder clans have kind of faded out. They've let humans pretty much run over the earth, and their numbers have dwindled because of that. They have to have a somewhat small belief system, and they have to have room to work. And with humans overpopulating the earth, that has kind of dampened their spirit and abilities just a little bit. So you can see how these 3 teenagers, the next in line to being part of the chain that holds the earth together, grows into their powers. And Raven is a bit of a alpha complex. She believes that she is going to take over the Elder Wolves and show the world how it's done. Bo is a womanizer, and Lore is a shy little nerdy guy, and he's cute and adorable, and me myself, I just want to squish him and hold him and protect him forever. That's a little bit more on MISTS, which is my Kindle Vella project, going live November 9th. As soon as I get a link, I will be linking that down in all the videos and also on my social medias and all that good stuff too. As always, thank you for watching. Be kind to one another out there. Be kind to yourself. Keep writing, keep being creative, and I will see you next time.